really love the colors and the vibrant like aspects that a pitch black universe offers. There's clouds with the different dust particles lighting up in different ways because light reflects off of different materials very differently. I also like the swirling effect. It makes me feel better, so I'm going to go ahead and swirl it around inside my marble the same way. And it doesn't matter if I cross over because it's not in pen yet. And I'm going to do it very, lightly. I know that on what you're seeing, it doesn't seem very lightly, but I'm barely touching the paper. Um, Now, once it comes to things like drawing a circle, if I were to look top view down on this, if I were to twist this spiral here, I imagine that it would be almost a circle, like maybe not a perfect circle, but definitely circular. But when you flatten it out, it makes it so that the circle almost seems like an oval. And so I got to remember that on the edges, it's wider. Um, and as I want it to show like it's expanding away, I need to make every edge wider. So here, I don't feel that that's wide enough, but I can only go so far as the marble will let me. So I'm going to come through, and I imagine, it's kind of thick, maybe that thick there. And then I'm going to come back through, and then I'm going to add it to here. But I don't want it to disappear, so I want to make it the same thickness all the way around in my head. Alright, so we've got a dragon, we've got the start of our spiral here, and I imagine, like I said, the dragon kicking it around, so let's give it a little bit of a crack. I think that that would be an amazing idea. Like, the universe as we know it is kind of falling apart. I think that that's a cool way to look at it, so we're going to give that a whirl. And then today, once I'm finished with doing my rough outline, we will set these up in 3 different pieces so that I can help those that have any questions maybe better themselves. And if you wanted to follow along, that's absolutely amazing. I'm all for it. You're more than welcome to match my artwork here. I really like that idea. So, in the hands, they look like they're clutching, or in the claws, they look like they're clutching something. So let's give them something to clutch. And I'm going to put it like a stick, maybe. Yeah. So a stick or something that kind of crosses the bottom here. And as you can see, I'm just kind of putting lines where I can imagine them being for the time being. I feel that this style that I use is very fluid in this way. It kind of leaves it open for whatever interpretation I want. And then I can put the stick in here, and then kind of smash the finger or the claw down, giving it more of a look like that, like this. So throughout the videos, what I would really like to do is make sure that people are getting what they feel is a great design out of it. I am not using a comic panel on this one. I usually do. I like to make it with a comic panel due to the fact that I really love comicking. I like the paneling idea. It gives it a structure, no matter how messed up or how broad my strokes are, no matter how non-vibrant my stuff is. It always gives me that sense of order in my chaos. We may add one here at the end there. I have not made that decision yet, but I think that that's a good way to look at it. So we've got kind of a stickish thing going on here. And I feel that this is a good way to let out your anger. So as you can see here, throughout this piece here, I'm only trying to show you the basic shapes, giving you basic understandings of what may be going on in this world. As I said, I had a couple friends, and as well as they're both subscribers to my channel. They both requested a dragon, and then one requested that I add the orb in with the dragon. I really like the idea of an orb. I really like the marble idea. I also feel that it kind of challenges me because I had to think about, well, how would I put a marble or an orbit into the center of the drawing while keeping it, almost as if it's believable, keeping it within those realms. Now, it doesn't have to be believable, but I really like the idea that I can take and distort my own reality. To me, it's a lot of people, they think of video games maybe in this way. They get to take a break from reality and maybe blow some stuff up or play a role-playing, change their lives a little bit. Well, that's what I get to do here, and I think that that's absolutely amazing. And I also feel that I can help others change their lives. So, we've got the basic understanding here. My horizon line is right about the mouth. And the reason I say it's about the mouth is because you got a really low cut here, but it's kind of open or stopping here. I can't see the underneath, and if it was facing downward, I would see the top only. I wouldn't even see the teeth in there. And I really think, that the fundamentals are a very, very strong piece. There's tons of tutorials on those basic fundamentals. So if you have any questions, I have no problem answering them, but I'm going to continue forward just so that we can help not only the weaker of the artists out there, maybe get them stronger, because we're all a tight-knit group. A lot of people love art, and a lot of people love fantasy art, and they love the fan art as well. There's all kinds of art that I'm not limiting art to just what I'm doing. I think that this is just one aspect or one way, and I'm not so great with paints, so I will be actually working with paints as well on this video, or in this series on this channel. And I think that you can always expand yourself and always make yourself better. If you don't try, then you may never succeed. At the same time, you will also not fail either. So the want to continue forward, to make your life better, is always a great thing. And I feel that it should always be encouraged to do no matter what. So I encourage you to please pick up some of the artwork that you see. Maybe you just saw a really beautiful flower, and just try to break it down in your head when you're looking at it as shapes. What shape do I see? How does this work in my head? What do I see? Triangles? Do I see squares? Circles? Because everything looks really flat until you start layering it on top of each other, as well as working with contrasting colors, shades. And without these different values, without these different changes, most of the time it'll look flat and you will be maybe upset with it. That just means that it still needs to be worked a little more. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's broken, or that, maybe it's not what you wanted, and don't throw it away. Just take some time from it and come back and see if you can work the areas a little bit. There is such a thing as overworking a project as well. However, I believe that if you overwork it and you're only in pencil like I am now, if I overwork it, I can always come back to the basics. I can always remove whatever I want. And I think that that's a perfect way to look at it, due to the fact that, you got so much going on, so many different parts. And as you can see, during this time of talking, what we've done is we've literally taken the whole piece and we went from a blank page to what you see using only basic shapes. And I really like that feeling. I like the ability to say that, hey, I can draw what I see. And the only thing that I can see is what my brain lets me. I really love the fact that, someone might see this and go, oh man, I really like that, but maybe what if instead of a universe inside or maybe it's an eyeball, and the cracks aren't as large, maybe it's an actual design there. Or I've seen many people take many different things, and take the same idea, the same concept, and just run in a different direction. And I really love to see that. I love to see the diversity. I think that that's absolutely wonderful. So today I think we're going to stop here, showing the basics. I would really appreciate feedback. Please subscribe, like, and then hopefully I can get out another video here by the end of next week. I would like to try to do one a week, and we'll work on the same picture, but what we'll do is we'll actually expand upon it, maybe adding different ideas that we come up with. I tend to take things in sections. I like it that way, because that gives me time to come to an understanding or to fully comprehend what I want it to look like. I have an idea, and I really love the snakish lizard look. Me and my boys, we have a blue Brazilian iguana, and so I kind of went with the long-bodied lizard look because my kids will absolutely love it. This drawing, once finished, will actually be going to one of the people who had suggested it. I'd love to hear comments, questions. Maybe if you have some advice for me, I always love new advice, and I'll definitely give it a try within my drawings. Thank you for joining us today on Grey Wolf Art. I look forward to hearing from people, from all of you out there, and have a wonderful day. Go and do good work.